dudes, how are you? Did you understand the last lectures when I taught you nucleophilicity, when I taught you SN1 of alkyl halide, then I taught you SN1 of alcohols and ethers, then I taught you SN2 of alkyl halides, then I taught you SN2 of alcohols and ethers, then I taught you about the intramolecular SN2 and some questions on that and comparable things. Now we are in the next part of the mechanism. We are going to study about elimination reactions. But before going to elimination reactions, remember one thing. After the end of this elimination E1, E2, E1, Cb, we'll have a huge comparison between SN1, SN2, SNI, E1, E2. That will be a major discussion. Now let us start today elimination reactions. So first, what do you mean by elimination reactions? Look here carefully. Open your copies, you can understand. Elimination reactions. What is that? If I take a compound RCH, H, CH2, X. Look here better. If a system is like this, CH, CH2, X. Now, the X positioned carbon can be said as alpha carbon and the next to this carbon can be said as beta carbon. So what happens? Here, the X leaves as X minus, whereas here the H leaves as H plus. It means here X leaves from the alpha and here H plus leaves as from the beta. Now X minus and H plus are removed, creating a double bond here. Clear? They are removed, eliminated. Therefore, these type of reactions are sometimes called also alpha beta elimination. Sometimes they are also called alpha beta elimination. Why? We took out X from the alpha position and H from the beta position. Or sometimes also we say it as beta elimination only. There is no problem. We can also only say beta elimination. Now, this process which I said X will be removed, H will be removed can occur in three manners. That means I'll discuss with you three mechanisms of elimination. What are they? E1, E2 and E1, Cb. What are the three mechanisms I'll discuss with you? First, E1. What is this E1 mechanism? Listen carefully, then I'll go in details. In E1 mechanism, first the leaving group leaves. Matlab, I can say X minus leaves. And when X minus leaves, carbocation is formed. That means this is the first step. X minus leaves and carbocation is formed. In the second step, a base removes this as H plus. When H plus is removed, it requires a base to remove it, isn't it? A base removes H plus from beta. Clear? This is E1. It takes two steps. That means it leaves and carbocation is formed. The first step, carbocation is formed and base removes H plus from beta carbon. From beta carbon. This is what the first type of variety we'll discuss. The second variety is E2. What is this variety E2? In this E2 variety, what will happen, or E2 mechanism, what happens? Simultaneously, X minus and H plus are removed. Simultaneously, X minus and H plus are removed. And the reaction passes through a transition state. इसमें क्या होता है, एक इंटरमीडिएट बनता है कार्बोकैटायन वाला. इसमें क्या होता है, एक साथ ये X H एकदम धड़क करके रिमूव हो जाएगा. उसको हम लोग क्या कहेंगे, E2 mechanism. Clear? Now, the third mechanism is E1CB. जानते हो ये E1 क्या है? Elimination unimolecular reaction और unimolecular elimination reactions following first order kinetics. ये elimination bimolecular. What is E1CB? Unimolecular elimination through formation of a conjugate base. In this case, first H plus is removed, forming carbon ion. See, H plus removed, carbon ion is formed. Carbocation can be arranged, but carbon ion we have already stated there is no chance of rearrangement. And then the leaving group leaves, and then the leaving group leaves. So these are the three type of mechanism we are going to discuss. Okay, E1, E2 and E1C. Clear? And why alpha beta elimination beta? Because here X and here H are removed in alpha beta position, simultaneously removed or one by one removed. Okay, therefore we say it as alpha beta elimination. Let us go for the next discussion. What is that? Beta, to remove this H plus, we need a base. Now the question comes to you, sir, doesn't that base go for a nucleophile substitution reaction? Yes. The base can also behave as a nucleophile and they can also go for substitution. But we have to check out the factors that whether it will go for substitution or it will go for elimination. Remember beta, elimination reactions require a little more temperature than the substitution reactions. Normally if I say by chance if substitution reaction occurs in room temperature, for elimination reactions you need approximately 60 degrees centigrade to 80 degrees centigrade. Okay, need approximately how much? 60 degrees centigrade to 80 degrees centigrade. Okay, but normal nucleophilic reactions are low energy reactions. They can low energy in comparison to the elimination reactions. In the elimination reactions we need more energy. Okay, now next we'll discuss one by one. First we'll discuss E1 reactions of alkyl halide. Okay, the first reaction is E1 of alkyl halide. Let me rub this for you. First one is E1 reactions. For alkyl halide. E1, as I discussed, is it elimination unimolecular, or I can say unimolecular elimination reaction of alkyl halide. We can say elimination unimolecular reactions of alkyl halide. Unimolecular, do you understand? Unimolecular. And what is the reagent here? But the reagent is weak base. What is the reagent here? The reagent we are using here is a weak base. Means we are using weak base as a reagent in this case. Achha. You might be asking, sir, water is a weak base. Will it go for elimination? No, my dudes. Water being a weak base, it cannot go for elimination reactions. Okay? Water is a weak base, but it cannot go for elimination reaction. You can write it. Normally, water being a weak base, it does not prefer elimination. Rather, it will prefer what? Substitutions. Okay? It will prefer substitution, not elimination. So, what is the next case? Look here. Can I run this to explain? I need the entire board. What is this? Look here. RCH X CH2 H. Done. This is the reagent I have taken. In this, what will happen? In the first step, X is removed as X minus, and this is the RDS step. What is RDS? A rate determining step. So what will happen in this case? R CH plus CH2H. What is formed here, beta? Carbocation. Carbocation is formed as the intermediate. Now it can rearrange if necessary. Do you understand? The first step what happened? Carbocation is formed. Now our tension comes. What is that? To this, if I'll let me write this one here. Okay, I'll need this space. Carbocation is formed and it can rearrange. Now, to this, if I'll add methanol. But do you remember that methanol is a weak nucleophile also? That means, remember, alkyl halide after forming carbocation, if I treat with methanol, the dominating reaction is SN1 reaction. The dominating reaction is SN1 reaction. Why? Here SN1 reaction will occur. And what will happen? In SN1 reaction, this these electrons will attack this carbon. 6. These electrons will attack this carbon. What is formed here? R, CH, O, H, Me, CH3. Now, you can also fire out. This is plus, na? When H plus fired. Now, what is left here? R, CH, CH3, O, Me. So, this is the SN1 product. Do you know this is the major product? So, sir, what about the elimination? Sir, we are discussing elimination. What about the elimination product? Now, look here. If I will take here methanol and heat, you know elimination occurs at bit high temperature. So, what will happen? Here, methanol, which is also acting as a base, can remove this. And what can it form? RCH double bond CH2. This is also formed, but this is the minor product. This is the minor product, and the potential energy diagram goes as such like that of SN1 reaction. See, that means preparation of alkenes from alkyl halide is not a good method. Why? Because from alkyl halide, if I try to prepare, what will be the major product? The major product will be this one, not alkene. Here SN1 dominates the elimination E1 reaction. In this case, I can either say that SN1 dominates E1. SN1 dominates E1 reaction. Hence, SN1 products are major products. SN1 products are major products. Are major. Easy, bacha? Easy? Write it down. Let me rub this and tell you one more thing. What is that? Did I say you that carbocation, while discussing carbocation with you, did I say you that carbocation can, what are the functions of carbocation? Carbocations can rearrange. Carbocations can add a nucleophile. Ye jo hua. Yes or no? And also I said that carbocations can initiate, or carbocations can eliminate a beta hydrogen in presence of a base to form alkenes. These are the three functions of carbocation. Note it down. What did I say while teaching you carbocation? First, carbocation can rearrange. Done. Second, carbocations can add a nucleophile. Third, carbocations can take out the beta hydrogen in presence of a base to form alkene. Okay. Easy. The next point, the key points of this reaction. What are the key points of this reaction? The key points are, The key points are, look here, already I have written here, key points or note points. Key points. What is that? SN1 is dominating, then E1. What is that? SN1 products are major products. Next, and I can rather say that E1 products are less stable. In this case, E1 products are less stable. Second, it is E1 of alkyl halide is not a good process to prepare alkene. क्यों? क्योंकि why? Because once the reaction starts, it's sure that we are going to get what? Alkyl. मतलब if I take alkyl halide and the reaction starts, it is sure that I'll get SN1 product. Isn't it? Ethers is a must and alkenes are less. So it is not a good process to prepare alkene. You see why alkenes are minor products. Clear? Now, what is the next key? In the first slow step, X minus leaves and forms carbocation. Now, carbocation formed can rearrange. Okay? Can I rub this part? Carbocation form can rearrange. That means here the intermediate is what? The carbocation. What is the intermediate? The carbocation is the intermediate. Or I can say here the intermediate is carbocation. Isn't it? Now, in the second first step, the weak base absorbs beta hydrogen to give a alkene as product. Isn't it? What happened in the second first step? In the second first step, the weak base, see what I am using here, the weak base absorbs the beta hydrogen. Look here, what is absorbed? The beta hydrogen, isn't it? To form alkene, and we know this process is done by heating. Okay, to give alkene product. Now, as I said, SN1 and E1 goes on parallelly. Say SN1 and E1 goes on parallelly. And the most important thing, E1 follows Sedgwick rule, or I can say E1 follows Sedgwick, ZEV, a Russian scientist, ZEFF, जैसे Markovnikov ऐसे लिखते हैं, we can write it. E1 follows Sedgwick's rule. Now the question comes, what is Sedgwick's rule? See, Sedgwick's rule says that more substituted alkenes are dominating. Why? Because they are more stable. Do you understand? What does Sedgwick's rule say? That most substituted alkenes are dominating. So let us discuss what is Sedgwick's rule. Sedgwick's rule. Can I write this? Now, Sedgwick's rule. Look here. Now, Sedgwick's rule. SAYTZEFF. Sedgwick's rule, or I can say, or Sedgwick rule. What is this? Sedgwick's rule says that if in the second step, what I am using? Base. If a small size base is used, then the most crowded alkene is measure in between the alkenes? See, measure is the SN1 product. But when I consider only the alkenes, then the crowded alkenes is the measure, or the alkene which is more substituted. For example, if I'll take here like this, R CH2 CH X CH3. Clear? In this case, let me take here a CH3 so that it will be more clear. In this case, first step what will happen? X is removed. After removal of X as X minus, it forms CH3, CH2, CH plus CH3. Now look at this case. Once this is formed, here, if I consider only and only E1 reactions, see SN1 reaction also occur, but if only E1 is considered, so what will happen? Now, there are two things. Let me help you to explain this. If this H is, this is the alpha portion, right? If this H is the beta 1 and this H is beta 2. Clear? Now what will happen if I will take MEOH and hit? What will I get? I will get here. First, let me remove this beta 1. What will happen? This beta 1 is removed due to this base by hitting. So what will happen? I will get CH3, CH, double bond CH, single bond CH. This is the product form. And if I will remove beta 2, here I have considered beta 1 elimination. Here beta 2 elimination. What will happen? If I will consider beta 2 elimination, what is the product form? CH3, CH2, CH, double bond, CH2. Clear? Easy. Now tell me, how many substitutions are here? Here there are two substitutions. How many substitutions here? Only one substitution. Who is more crowded? This one. Who is less crowded? This one. So what does Sajjaf's rule say? In the elimination product, the alkene product which is having more crowding or more substitution will be the measure among the elimination products. Among the elimination products, this will be the measure. Okay, this will be the measure product. And also we can explain this stability by how many alpha hydrogens here? 3, 3, 6. And how many alpha hydrogen here? 2. So this is more stable. So this is the measure among eliminations. And this is the Sajjaf's product. I can say this is the Sajjaf product. And what is this called? This is called Hofmann's product. This is called Hofmann's product. Now thing is that here this hydrogen is removed and this is formed. And in this case, this hydrogen is removed. Now why did I say if a small base is used? What did I say in Sajjaf's rule? If a small base is used, what will happen if I take a bulky base? If I take a bulky base, what will happen? That bulky base will have steric hindrance in going among them and removing this hydrogen. It will preferably remove hydrogen from the externals, terminals, isn't it? From the terminals. Done? Easy? Now, let me write this Sajjaf's rule. Did you copy this? Let me write Sajjaf's rule. If bulky base is taken, so Hofmann is preferred. Okay? Right now. What is Sajjaf's rule? When, did you copy this? No. When a small base is taken, then more crowded or substituted alkene, more crowded or substituted alkene is the major product of elimination. Be careful, huh? Of elimination. Easy? Of elimination. Easy? Successful. And if bulky base is taken, and if bulky base is taken, then Hofmann's products dominates. Who dominates? Then Hofmann's product dominates. Easy? No. Next important thing about this E1 reaction. E1 reactions are regioselective. But when there is a difference between the products, matlab if product is formed and one of the product is dominating. Let me explain you with an example. Next is E1 reactions are regioselective. What is this regioselective? Remember, regioselective matlab product is given more importance. That on the first point. E1 reactions are regioselective. It means what? What do you mean by regioselective? Regioselective means if reaction in which structural isomers products are formed in uneven amount is known as a regioselective reaction. What did I say? If structural isomeric products are formed. What are formed? Structural isomeric products are formed in uneven amount. Then we say it as regioselective. When product is focused, regioselective. What is a regiospecific? When we give more emphasis on the reactants, we say it as regiospecific. Okay. Now here we are taking about regioselective. E1 reactions are regioselective if structural isomers products are formed in uneven amount. So E1 reactions are regioselective. What is that? Regioselective in nature. Example. With the example only we can understand. Now, 1 CH3 C CH3 CH3 CH2 Br. To this, if I take here ETOH and heat, what will be the product formed? In this case, three things will be formed. What are they? First of all, bromine removed. What will be formed? CH3 C CH3 CH3 CH2 plus. Can I rearrange? This is the RDS step. Rearrange 1 to methyl shift. Okay. What will be formed? 1 to methyl shift. What will be formed here now? CH3 C CH3 plus CH2 CH3. Isn't it? Doubt? Now, in the next step, what will happen? If SN1 is considered with the help of ethanol, what will happen? It will form CH3 C CH3 OET CH2 CH3. And if E1 products are considered with the help of ethanol heat, then tell me, either it will remove this hydrogen, or this hydrogen removing this and this is same, or it will remove this hydrogen. So let us find. Two products are formed in case of E1. What are they? CH3, C, CH3, double bond, CH, single bond, CH3. Or if I remove this hydrogen, then what will be formed here? CH2, double bond, C, CH3, single bond, CH2, CH3. Now tell me, out of this elimination product, which is the major one? Here this is the major. Why? This is having more substitution. Here this is having 1, 2, 3 substitution. Whereas it is only having 2 substitution. Here how many alpha hydrogens? 3, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here how many alpha hydrogen? Only 3, 4, 5. Isn't it? So here 3, 3, 6, 7, 9 alpha hydrogens. So who is more stable? This one. So this will be formed more than this. Can this be cis or trans? No, because these are similar groups. Can this be cis and trans? No, because here hydrogens are similar. Do you understand now? So this is regioselective. Do you understand? Isomers are formed, social isomers are formed, but in uneven amount. This is more because this is major. And this is minor. Done. Copy. Let us go for one more example. One more example. Let us go for one more example. Is this the case? If I put here halogen, and let me give this halogen here Cl with MEOH heated. Tell me what will happen in this case. Is this the carbocation formed? Say so no. Now two ways. First SN1 ways with the nucleophilic weak nucleophile. MEOH is a weak nucleophile. We discussed it. So what will happen with MEOH? Now SN1 means it can rearrange. How it will rearrange? Before going for SN1 or SN2, let me rearrange it so that it will be easy for you. Can I rearrange this? Yes. How? 1, 2 bond shift. It means it will go for a ring expansion. How it will go for ring expansion? Here this will come over here, making this negative and this one positive. So I will get something like this. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is this something like this? Now can I rearrange this again? How? Here there is something which we know it, that is hydrogen. So again it will go for 1, 2 hydride shift. Now is it a 6-membered ring now with plus charge? Now it will give us two products. First of all SN1. In SN1, if I use here MEOH weak nucleophile, what will the product form? OMe. Now two things. E1 MEOH, let me hit it a little. Two things will be formed. Either it will form like this, or the product will be like this. Why? It can remove this CH3 hydrogen to form like this, or this CH2 or this CH2 hydrogen to form like this. Which one will be the measure? Now here this is having two substitution, whereas this is having 1, 2, 3 substitution. This is more crowded and this will be the measure in case of elimination. But normally this is measure. The entire reaction, this is measure. But for elimination, this is measure. Again, for the entire reactions, SN1 dominates. But for elimination, this measure is found. Okay, one more example. Let's go for one more example. Example 3. I with MEOH heated. What will be the intermediate? Is this the intermediate? Do you think I can? I will rearrange this. Yeah, I can rearrange. How? I can rearrange by 1 to hydride shift. I can. So this is plus. So if E1 is considered, if only E1 is considered, so what will happen here? I will get two products, either this or this. Now among them, who is major? This is major. Why? This is more dominating, more crowding than this. Easy. Now next, one more question. Fourth question. Chlorine ETOH heated. Only E1 will consider. Huh? SN1 is there, but I will only doing E1. Okay. So what will happen in this case? So this is formed. Can I rearrange? Do you remember? CPM. This will come over here. Negative. This one is positive. Bond is formed. So how can I rearrange this? Now plus. So this will only have one product. What is that? Isn't it? Because this is most stable. I cannot rearrange this. This is the only product formed in this case. Easy? Let us go for one more question. Question number 5. Did you understand question number 4? This one, copy it. Next, question number 5. Cl MEOH heated. Only let us consider only E1. SN1 is also there, only E1. So can I get it like this something? This is the only product. Why? Here Cl removed plus either from this or from this. Same products will be formed. Easy? Doubt? If I consider the SN1 also, what will happen? Then in this case OMe. Is it? Yes or no? Can this be cis trans? No. Can this be chiral? No. Easy? Now, one more question. Question number 6. Bromine MEOH heated. What can be formed? Is this the carbocation? Can I rearrange? No, it is already stable. If I bring it here only 4 alpha hydrogens, here it is having 3, 4, 5 alpha hydrogens. Now to this, if I take MEOH through SN1, what will happen? We'll have OMe. Is it having a chiral center? Yes, it is having, because this is hydrogen. This group, this group, this group and this group are different. Now, same MEOH heated, matlab E1 reactions. Either I can have products like this way or this way. Now tell me which is dominating. This one, because this is more crowding, isn't it? Here only one substitution, here two substitution. So this is the measure in case of elimination. And over who is measure? This is measure. Okay. Next reaction. Question number. Next. 7. Do you understand here? Here there is a bromine group. Let me extend this reaction to this. If I'll add MEOH, okay, what will happen? plus. Do you need rearrangement in this? Not necessary. Do you remember? When I said similar groups are there, then find the in carbocation rearrangement, I have taught you already. Do you remember? What is the concept? When you have different groups, then find the most migrating aptitude, more electron density. Okay, but when there are similar group, find the most stable product. Okay, here it is already having 3, 4, 5, 6 alpha hydrogens. Here 3, 3, 6. Here 1, 7 alpha hydrogens. Okay, if I'll shift hydrogen, this plus will come here. Now it will be 3, 4, 5, 6 alpha hydrogen. No, this is already a stable format. Now to this SN1. OMe, and to this E1 with the help of MEOH fitted. So what will happen? Either I will get this, isn't it? Or else I will get this, isn't it? Now tell me which one is the measure. This will be the measure in E1, or else this is the measure product. Done. Easy? Doubt? Now, the next section is E1 of alcohols. Can I rub this? The next is E1 of alcohols. Elimination unimolecular of alcohols, or it is also called acid catalyzed dehydration of alcohols. E1 of alcohols. Listen carefully. E1 reactions of alcohols. What is that? Look here carefully. E1 of alcohols. Rather, I will say this reaction as acid catalyzed dehydration of alcohols. What is this? Acid catalyzed dehydration of alcohols. Look here carefully. If I consider a reaction RCH, OH, CH3. To this, if I attack with H2SO4. Now, we all know that H2SO4 is a good acid. And if I take here constant SO4, it can break into H plus and HSO4 minus. This is the conjugate base of H2SO4. HSO4 minus is the conjugate base. Now this H plus will attack this OH minus, this OH in a very fast manner. Why? Because acid base reactions are faster. What will happen in the next step? It forms RCHOH2 plus. Why? This electron pair over this attacks this H plus, and if you want me in detail to tell you in details, is this the case something like this? No, to this CH3. Now in the next step what happens? In the next step water is removed. Here. Now what is formed here? RCH plus CH3. Now it is being attacked by a weak base HSO4 minus. Now the question comes, sir, is this only a weak base? Isn't it a nucleophile? Will it not go for substitution? No. Remember, in case of HSO4 minus, the basic character is dominating than the nucleophilic character. Here the basic character dominates. Therefore, there is no chance of parallel SN1. So preparation of alkene from the alcohols is a better process than preparation of alkenes from alkyl halides. Do you understand? Because in alkyl halide, parallel SN1 reaction occur. But in case of alcohol, there is no parallel SN1 reaction. Why? The basic character of HSO4 minus dominates its nucleophilic character. So what will happen? This HSO4 minus will remove. Can I write this in this way? This is alpha, this is beta H. So what will be forming here? RCH double bond CH2. Clear? Now this is the alkene formed. And what will happen? This HSO4 minus will remove this H as H plus, isn't it? As H plus. So along with this, what did I get? HSO4 is formed. Sorry, H2SO4 is formed. So did I use this in the beginning? Did I get this in the back? That means H2SO4 acts as a catalyst. Here, no parallel SN1 reaction. Not only H2SO4, you can also use H3PO4 as a reagents. Means I can use H2SO4 and also H3PO4 as reagents. There is no parallel SN1 reaction. Okay? It came in JE about H3PO4. Which of these can dehydrate the alcohols? The answer option was H3PO4. Done. Now, tell me, what are the key points? Here, the carbocation that is formed here, can it rearrange? Yes, because this is true carbocation. So, it can rearrange. Here, the carbocation formed can rearrange if necessary, because this is a true carbocation. Clear? Now, let me write the key points of this reaction. Can I rub the board? Did you copy it? Now, what are the key points of this reaction? The key points of these reactions are: first, key points. First key point, remember, HSO4 minus is better base than nucleophile. Clear? It can act both as nucleophile and base, but it is a better base than nucleophile. Second, there is no parallel SN1. Third is, the reagents used may be H2SO4 or H3PO. May be H2SO4 or H3PO4. Clear? Let us go for some examples. We'll do some examples now. Now, example 1. I'll give you the reactants, you have to tell me the products. Example 1. OH with concentrated H2SO4. If the same thing, if it is there is alkyl halide and I react with any of the methanol and ethanol, then I will get a SN1 product. But here there is no SN1. So there is only one product, that is the elimination product. Then I will get here what? Alkene. Done. Now, second case. Is there any chance of formation of carbocation? Yes. If carbocation is there, then there is chance of rearrangement. If I remove this OH in form of water and there is plus, any rearrangement chances? No, this is already stabilized. So, I will get products like this. Plus. Easy? And which will be measured? Sajjap's product will be measured. Remember, in E1 reaction, who is measured? Sajjap's is the measured product. You can write in a point that Sajjap product dominates. Okay? Which product dominates? Sajjap's product dominates. Easy? Now, can I make a cis trans of this also? Cis trans can be made. Isn't it? Here cis trans, no chances. How many products? Cis trans 2 plus 1, 3 varieties of products. Easy? Now go for the third question. Third question, what will happen? OH with same concentration for. Here OH removed, carbocation formed. That means, do you remember? Carbocation will be formed, rearrangement occurs. Do you want me to write it again? Is it? We discussed previously how carbocation is formed, isn't it? Here we go for the next question. The question is, if we have something like this, OH, and treat with concentrated H2SO, what will happen? Now same thing, OH removed, dehydration occurs. Now, is there any chance of ring expansion? Yes, this is the intermediate formed, isn't it? 5-membered ring with a plus charge over it. So there is a chance of ring expansion. What will happen in this case? This will come over here. And this is the case. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-membered ring. Now the case is very simple. Dehydration occur with the help of HSO4 minus. So what will happen? Done. Easy. Next question. No. Next question. What was the question number? 5. pH OH with concentrated H2SO4. Look at this question. H2SO4 will provide what? H plus. H plus. Water molecule removed. What will I get as an intermediate? This is plus. This is phenyl. This is phenyl. Any changes in this? Yes. A 4-membered ring with a plus as over it, it will go for ring contraction. It will go for ring contraction. So ring contraction. So what will happen? Here this will come over here. This will become negative. This will become positive. Now this bond. So what is formed here? Phenyl. A bond. And this is phenyl. This is plus. Easy? Now, what will happen with HSO4 minus? This HSO4 minus will take out H from this beta position. This is alpha position, this is beta position, because from H we can take H here. Okay, we'll take H from here. So this is the only product form. Done, beta? Next question. Question number 6. Next, question number 6. If you have something like this, phenyl, OH. Now tell me, with this, if I treat with concentrated H2SO4, it will give out what? H plus. H plus. Here, removed. Phenyl plus. Can I rearrange this? What will happen? This will come over here and a bond is formed here. Ring contraction, 7-membered ring with a plus over it, and 2 motivational groups. Ring contraction. So what will happen here? Done. How many membered ring? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 membered ring. Now, where will we having double bond? In this case, double bond, then phenyl, and one phenyl here. Done. Easy. Let's go for the next question. Question number 7. You understand or not? Easy questions. Next question number 7. This is a spiro type of compound, isn't it? And to this position, OH is linked. Again, constant H2SO4. What will constant H2SO4 do? It is actually acidified catalyzed dehydration of alcohols, isn't it? This is one of the method of preparation of alkenes. Okay. Next, what will happen in this case? In this case, H plus is removed. Okay. Sorry, H plus is given by this, and this OH is removed. Will I get something like this? With a plus charge over here, isn't it? Now, tell me, will this bigger 6-member ring go for ring contraction, or this 4-member ring will go for expansion? I told you in ring contraction and ring expansion, everything. Ring expansion occurs from 5-member ring to 6-member ring, and 4-member ring to 5-member ring, in a condition that alpha position should have a plus charge. And in ring contraction, I said, what is that? A 4-member ring can become a 3-member ring if plus charge is on the ring. Do you remember? Now come to this place. What will happen? You have 4-member ring, alpha portion plus. This can go for expansion, isn't it? Now what will happen in this case? Straight I am writing with HSO4 minus. Now this will become negative, this will become positive, and this will be bonded here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-member ring will be formed. Due to plus HSO4 minus, we'll take H from here, we'll get this. You might be expecting some products like here, 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 but this is more stable one. Okay, experimentally proved. Next question. Next question is very simple. What is that? Not only simple, it is very important question also. If I give you something like this, what is this called? Do you know what is this called? This is called dinone. Matlab di en o n e, di en ketone, dinone. If I make it treat with concentrated H2SO4, what it will provide? H plus. Now the electron pair over this will attract this H plus, making this OH plus. Okay. Now, in the next case, what will happen? Can you write this in this manner? What will happen? OH methyl plus. Are you getting it? Next, can this conjugate delocalization हो जाएगा? So what will happen here? Will I get something like this? Methyl. Now this became double bond. Here plus came over here. OH. Is it the case? Huh? Next. Can I go for something like this? Look at this place. Can I go for methyl shift? Carbon, 1, 2, methyl shift. This methyl will shift over here. This is 1, 2. Methyl shift. Isn't it? So what will I get over here? Here 1 methyl. Here methyl. Here it be as a plus charge. Now this with OH. Now the case comes to attain aromaticity. At this position, we will not go over further conjugation. What will happen? The HSO4 minus, the base present, what it will do? It will take out a H plus from this position. So this minus and this plus, what will happen here? Did I get something like this? Aromatic alcohol is there. Two derivatives of methyls are there. Now, is it dinone converted to phenol? So this is a very famous rearrangement, dinone phenol rearrangement. This is given in this name in your books. But I made it understand to you in this mechanism. Was this mechanism comfortable for you? Did you understand this concept? Say yes or no. Okay, very good. In our next class, we'll discuss about pinacol and pinacolone rearrangement. The rest of the elimination reactions, E2 reactions are left out, and E1 CB reactions are left out. We'll have a lot of discussions on that in the next video lectures. Okay. Please go through my notes. Please go through the examples. If you have any doubts, write in the comment section that this is a doubt. I'll definitely respond you. Okay. And keep safe. Hopefully you understand this video lectures nicely. Thank you. We'll be meeting in the next lecture. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Thank you.